And good evening. It's almost 5 o'clock. I'm Mark Sapelsa.
And I'm Lourdes Duarte. WGN's Jay Miller has more details on the mayor's budget proposals.
We are facing a deficit of $635 million. Smoke and mirrors and one-time fixes simply won't get the job done.
During his 30-minute budget address to the City Council, Mayor Rahm Emanuel wasted no time in reminding aldermen that Chicago's last 10 city budgets have been in the red, noting that since taking office, he's cut this year's budget by $75 million. Today, the mayor laid out a proposal that includes raising a host of city fines and fees.
I think the mayor has put some initiatives in place to improve efficiencies by consolidating some resources that will save money. All those things help us along the way. But again, increasing fees is not always our best solution.
Some of those fees include raising city water prices and hiking the hotel tax by 28%. He also wants a $2 per day congestion tax on downtown parking garages and lots. City stickers will also go up for heavier cars and trucks from $120 to $135.
Maybe we can't reduce it, but at the very least we should keep it as is. The last thing I want to talk about right now is asking people to pay more out of their pocket for their city sticker.
The mayor also wants to put more police administrators back on street patrol, merge the police and fire headquarters, and close 2 area headquarters and 3 police districts. 27th Ward Alderman Walter Burnett says the 13th police district is in his ward and on the chopping block.
Talked to the superintendent. He called me last night. He assured me that we will not lose any services, and he said, matter of fact, we will get more people, more police officers on the street.
The mayor also wants to eliminate 1,252 police vacancies, holding open just 100 vacancies, enough to hire at least 2 classes of police recruits.
I defer to the superintendent of police, whom I have great confidence in. If he believes he can police the streets and keep the citizens safe with that number of personnel, then so be it.
Also cut library hours by 8 hours a week. All totaled, the mayor says the changes come to $417 million, 2/3 of the deficit Chicago's facing. And the City Council will vote on the budget sometime mid-December. At City Hall, Jay Miller, WGN News.
And the budget's effect on the city's police force, a big concern, of course, for many. WGN's Marcella Raymond joining us live with a reaction on that part of the story. Marcella.
Hi, Lourdes. FOP President Mike Shields is meeting with Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy right now to see if there is any wiggle room in the mayor's proposal in his budget regarding the police department. Right now, Shields calls most of the plan delusional, and he says that the gangbangers are going to have a field day with it. 3 police districts will close as a cost-cutting measure. They are the Wood District on the near west side, Belmont on the northwest side, and Prairie on the south side. Residents of those areas are fighting to keep their districts open. The mayor insists there will be just as many officers, if not more, on their streets. But FOP President Shields says he is sure that they will eventually change and officers will be dispersed throughout the city, leaving those areas vulnerable. Shields also says that he has a lot more officers that need to come back on the streets, especially detectives.
In Chicago, you can commit a violent crime and you have a 65% chance of not getting caught because there's so few detectives. They're so overly worked and overly burdened with caseloads that are just stacked up, you know, all the way to the ceiling.
Until such time as we're operating at peak efficiency, we don't need more police officers. Until such time as we determine that's all we can do with what we have. But we haven't gotten there yet.
So again, only 100 of those 1,400 vacant seats now, or vacant police department positions, will be filled. Shields says, of course, it's not enough. And Gary McCarthy says, you know what, we'll just have to wait and see. Mark and Lourdes.
Marcella Raymond, thank you. From Chicago to Springfield, there's reaction and action after my WGN Tribune investigation last night on more pension abuse. Today, House Minority Leader Tom Cross introduced still more legislation designed to close the loophole we showed last night, city union bosses getting 2 or 3 pensions for just 1 job. Our report focused in part on that man, James Capasso, Jr. He's the executive director of Chicago's Laborers Pension Fund, which controls $1 billion for thousands of workers in the city. We discovered Capasso letting at least 8 union bosses take both a city and a union pension at the same time for 1 job. You're only supposed to get one or the other. For his part, Mayor Rahm Emanuel told us when he met with the Chicago Tribune editorial board today, he's for comprehensive pension reform, but avoided taking on the individual pension abusers we've detailed in our investigations.
What I don't want to do is give people a pass by solving this problem and leave the problem, which is why I said on the day one, when asked about the question when the first story appeared, let's not lose the forest for the trees.
What that means for reform now, your guess is as good as ours. Republican Representative Cross and Republican Senator Matt Murphy say they're committed to stopping what they're calling disgraceful double and triple dip pension grabs for just one city job.